Welcome to Mutual Fund Family.
Log on to mutualfundfamily.com for more info.
2015 was a very interesting year for the mutual fund industry. We saw fund flows which were unprecedented after a very, very long time. The best part about the 2015 was we saw flows coming in from individuals from across large cities, small cities, and we got to see a lot of participation from the retail as well as corporate audience. The industry grew by 21% December on December. 2016 seems to be an equally exciting and challenging year for the mutual fund industry. What do we expect from the year 2016 for the industry as a whole? I think that the various initiatives that are being taken by the regulator in terms of making it easier for people to invest online, the number of platforms that are there, which we are seeing coming up, which will help ease of transactions coming into the industry. Given the fact that India is doing so well as compared to most of the other countries in the world or other areas, which is especially Europe, etc., we believe that India will continue to attract a lot of money. This will also lead to a lot of individual customers continuing to repose their faith in the equity funds as well as in the fixed income market in India. I believe that 2016 will be a defining year. Despite the volatility that one is expecting throughout the year, till certain numbers in terms of the profits of the industry start improving on a much more healthier note than what it has been, I think that we will see continued large flows coming into this industry. We have seen during the times of 2012 and 2014 when the markets were not doing well, the markets were sideways, all the money that was invested during that time actually gave a lot of growth when the markets recovered in 2015. And we believe that whatever money has come in the year 2015 and will continue to come in 2016, we should continue to see a healthy growth once the economy starts reviving, which we feel is another 2 to 3 quarters down the line. We believe 2016 will also be very exciting because of the technological advances that are there. We are talking about eKYC. One of the biggest hurdles today is that we are to do physical documentation. Once eKYC comes into place, I think it will be a smooth transition on the online platforms. People who adopt to technology will be the biggest beneficiaries as we go ahead for this year. The biggest challenges that the mutual fund industry continues to face and has been facing for quite some time is that the awareness levels that are there in the industry are very, very low. Most customers do not understand what mutual funds are and how they can benefit their financial planning goals. There is a misconception that mutual funds is actually equal to equity, and because equities is perceived as a risky instrument, most Indians stay away from investing in mutual funds. The advantage that we see in 2016 is that the traditional investment avenues which are preferred by Indians, which is investing in gold, investing in real estate, are drying up because they are not doing too well. And this is kind of helping us in getting the people to really ask questions of what is this mutual fund, what are they, how do they help us, how do they benefit us. And today for us, the industry as a whole, we can really capitalize on this and ensure that we are able to overcome this one big question mark which is there in everyone's mind. The other challenges are adoption of technology. I think a lot of the business that we do continues to be a paper and pen model. I think it's not really sustainable given the fact that we are not able to reach out to a large number of customers. Adoption of technology will have to be done so that each person who is selling mutual funds or is recommending funds can reach out to far many more customers to get more customers into this line, and they are able to invest in funds. The third big challenge that this industry will continue to face for some time to come, I think, is in terms of explaining that most of the times mutual funds can cater to a diverse set of requirements. So if you want liquidity, you have products which you can invest just for 3 months, and on the longer side you should invest in equity funds. So this is an explanation that will have to go on to ensure that we are able to educate more and more Indians to come to the market and use mutual funds as a product to really suit their entire need which is there, whether it is absolute short term, medium term or long term. I think that is going to be the key. But this is, I think the year 2016 is the year for us to really make rapid changes for us and ensuring that we are able to double the number of customers in the industry. Given what we believe is going to be a very positive 2016, L&T Mutual Fund has pretty robust plans to ensure that we continue to grow as we did last year. I think our key focus area is going to be investor education. As we know that there's hardly 2 to 3% of the Indian population who is investing in mutual funds, and like I said earlier, it's very important to spread this awareness across all the people. So one of the key focus areas is going to be investor education. Last year we opened about 5 branches in the country. We will be selectively opening another few branches in different parts of the country, basically in the B15 towns, to spread the awareness in the non-metro areas very clearly in the year 2016. Apart from that, our focus on core products, and we define core products as selling equities for the long term and fixed income for the long term for those who don't want to take risk, and medium term for those who have short term needs, is going to be an area which we would like to focus on. One of the areas that we have always identified, and I think it's the best place for a common investor to invest, is systematic investment plans, SIPs as they are commonly known as. These SIPs help a common man average over a long period of time despite the volatility which is there in the market. I think doubling of our SIPs is something that we are focused towards. There's a unique way of doing this. We have something called a multi-SIP plan wherein we can invest across asset classes just through one form. It's a more administrative, easy way of doing it. So trying to promote good ways of getting into mutual funds is something that L&T Mutual Fund will continue to do in 2016 and beyond. Disruptive technologies can be looked at as a threat, but it's best to look at disruptive technologies as an opportunity that is going to face us. I think, as said earlier, technology is something that we should embrace. Getting younger generation coming into the field, they really look at using technology to their advantage. We have seen a lot of Indian consumers actually start online shopping, and they are very happy to do so. Internet banking is something that is proliferated. Nobody believed a few years ago that you would be ordering taxi cabs and autos from your mobile phone and making payments through something called an e-wallet. I think all these technologies have only helped industries grow at a much faster and better pace than what has been seen in the past. I think the similar setup is going to happen with eKYC platforms coming into existence. Today we have nearly 4 different platforms which are serving the needs of the consumers and the distributors in the industry. I think using these technologies to our advantage to really grow our business manifold, not just double or triple, but maybe 5 times, 10 times growth, is easily possible with these kind of technologies. How can we use technologies otherwise also? I think today we are limited by the fact that we can only service consumers in the city that we are based on. With the use of technology, we can actually service consumers across multiple cities. Most of us actually have a lot of natural market, as we call them, that is friends and family staying across various cities in India. Can we leverage their relationships in those cities and ensure that we are able to garner large amounts of business through large number of customers spread across maybe 20, 30 or 50 cities in India? That's what technology is going to do to all of us. I wouldn't look at technology as disruptive. I would look to it as a friend who is there to help me and help me overall in the long run. 2015 we saw approximately 5,000 to 7,000 crores of net equity sales happening every month from the Indian consumer. Will this be beneficial in the times to come? Because this year actually on a market basis has been a flat year or a slightly negative year that we have gone through. I believe that as the Indian economy shows signs of growing 7.5, 8 and beyond, you would see a significant change in terms of all the money invested in 2015 giving you very decent returns in the times to come. I have given an example earlier about how the money invested between 2012 and 2014 when the markets were flat really gave huge returns when the markets turned around towards the mid of 2014 towards 2015 end, and that's something that you will tend to see as the time goes by. Why are we so bullish about the markets in India over a long period of time? If you look at the world, clearly India is the only country where there is a significant economic growth of 7% and beyond. And obviously this has to translate to corporate profits, which translates to the share price, and that really gives a big benefit to the people who have invested the money in large numbers. Even on the fixed income side, we are looking towards seeing interest rates come off over a period of time. So over the next 6 months to 12 months to maybe 18 months, you should see interest rates marginally declining over a period of time. And as we know in fixed income markets, as the interest rates fall, the actually fixed income funds tend to benefit and give better returns as we go along. So whether you're a conservative investor, you're a moderately aggressive investor or an aggressive investor, whichever asset class you put in your money, I think it's a great time to do so. And we believe that all the money invested till recently will give you handsome return in the next 3 to 5 years. So we look forward to 2016 with great hope and enthusiasm. We are very confident that this year will be a great year for the mutual fund industry, not just for all the players, but for the distributors, financial advisors and the customers, all the participants who are there in this mutual fund industry. Wishing you all a very, very happy and prosperous 2016. I'm sure all of you will look back at this year with great hope and enthusiasm. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe Mutual Fund family.